All right, if I have your attention, please. I'd like to welcome each and every one of you to our 2023-2024 Oklahoma Athletic All-Sports Banquet. With that being said, you guys know what we're about here. I mean, you can walk through that lobby and see what all these young student athletes have accomplished this year. And obviously, we're not able to do that stuff without you guys. Parents, grandparents, cousins, uncles, aunts. The support we have here is phenomenal. It's unmatched anywhere you go. So we really appreciate you guys. So without further ado, we're going to get our ceremony kicked off here with Kate Stribby with a moment of prayer.
Our please. Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing us to gather here tonight to reflect on the year for Ochoa Athletics. As we gather here tonight to acknowledge our accomplishments, let us not forget who made it all possible. Thank you for the talents you've given us. We ask that you continue to bless our coaches, family, friends, and fans as we close the year. I pray that in winning and in losing, we give all the glory and glory for you have already won. In your son's name I pray. Amen.
All right, before we get started, I want to say a few thank yous on behalf of our coaching staff, school board, administration, faculty, staff, coaches, Special thanks to the office personnel, Kayla, Dana Payne, Sally Walker, Sue Brandon, Lisa Heifel. You guys kind of keep this place running. I know, Kayla, you have to help me with all my tech-savvy skills I have, so I appreciate everything you do. Lisa, behind our communication, you called every pitch in the state championship game. So, maintenance crew, Ricky, Blake, you guys, kind of keep everything going around here. Concession, Dana Frame, can't say enough about what she does for basketball, softball, baseball. I mean, she runs around like a chicken with her head cut off half the time, but make sure everything's taken care of on that end. Our PA guys, Rowdy Field, he's been the voice of the Tigers forever in the basketball gym, softball, can't thank him enough. Johnny Mack, what you've done for us for the last 40 plus years. Can't thank you guys enough for what you do. So, with that being said, I'll let these coaches, they're probably going to have some people they're going to thank as well, so I'm going to move on. And to start us off will be Coach Holmes, Coach Bacon, and Coach Lynch with softball.
Just doing softball right now, and I normally do softball and basketball together, but I do want all of my seniors to come up here, fast pitch and slow pitch and basketball seniors. I want you to come up. played softball, a couple just played basketball. But I wanted them to come up here because I actually just saw this quote this morning. I wasn't planning on doing this, but I saw this quote this morning, and it really fit this group of seniors, and I wanted to share it with you before I talk about each one of them. And the quote is from Coach Pat Summit. Hopefully all of you know who Coach Summit was. And if you don't, shame on you, you should. But anyway, Coach Summit said it best when she said, "You always know the people of character on a team. They bring so much. They bring consistency and reliability, team focus, positive energy and attitude, high standards, and an attitude of gratitude. Winning is not the point. Wanting to win is the point." And mostly the thing that stood out to me about that quote, it really talks about character. And this group of seniors brought a lot of character to our school and our program for most of them since they were in elementary. Actually, all of them up here since they were in elementary. So anyway, I wanted to, like I said, talk about each one of them and really just make it really, really short. And I kind of came up with just one word to describe each one of them. And each word is different, but I think their differences are what made us a really, really good team. And anyway, I'm going to start with Gracie Harjo. And when I think about Gracie, the word that came to mind for Gracie was overcomer. Because everybody knows this year we obviously had some big injuries that everyone kind of saw because it took some people out for the season. But Gracie had several little injuries that she played through, not just this year, but through her career. And she just always was able to overcome, and I don't know how, but she did. She'd be at practice limping and drag her broken foot around, but I'm not sure how she was able to finish the season for us. But that was the word that came to mind when I thought about Gracie. My next senior is Ava Scott, and the word that came to mind for me for Ava, believe it or not, it's a good word. she might not believe me. Anyway, it was devoted. Devoted. And when I say devoted, everybody knows that she loves basketball, but she was devoted to the game of basketball and Oklahoma basketball. And her devotion and all the time spent on the weekends up here by herself with her dad, traveling with her parents all over the country to go play basketball, it paid off. And it paid off because she's going to Cameron to play basketball, scholarship for basketball, and she's also all-state fast pitch and all-state basketball. But like I said, the word that came to mind for Ava was devoted. The next one is Brenna. The word that comes to mind for Brenna, this might shock some of you, especially since her last name is Rodden, but the word is fiery. Fiery. Anyway, she's definitely fiery, and I could give you several examples of that, but I think every good team needs a fiery person, and Brenna was definitely that for us. One for sure instance that I will tell you about. Not only was she fiery, she was also a good teammate and that fire. And we were playing a game, Cardin's laughing. We were playing a game. Brenna played second base, Cardin played shortstop. The girl on the other team came in with her cleats about thigh high, sliding in, overstood the bag, trying to hurt Cardin. Brenna didn't take that too well. She definitely let the other girl know, as long as the rod is at second base, nobody's going to mess with her teammates. So anyway, that was pretty cool to see, because she's a fiery, good teammate. So also, she's pretty smart too. She was academic all-state in fast pitch, academic all-state in basketball, and academic all-state in slow pitch. So as far as I know, that has never been done before here, and I would guess pretty hard to get anywhere. And last I heard, she's going to go be a nurse, right? So go make a lot more money than me or her mom and dad. My next senior is Faith Blackwell, and the word that comes to mind for Faith, look at her smiling, is cheerful. Because I don't know how many times we'd be in a hard basketball practice, and everybody else would be giving me bad looks, or I'm sure talking bad about me under their breath. And Faith probably was too, but she always had a smile on her face. Always. I don't know that I've ever seen her not smiling. In fact, I told her a few times to quit smiling. And she was just always smiling. Also, on top of smiling, she's really smart. She's going to Arkansas, and she was also academic all-state in basketball. My next one is Riley Bacon, who was fast pitch all-state, and she's going to Connors to run cross country. But the word that came to mind when I thought of Riley was, and if you've seen her play basketball, I think you would probably all agree with this. The word that came to mind with Riley is relentless, and I think that really sums Riley up. She was relentless for us in every sport. I mean, she kind of had the attitude of she was going to do whatever it took to help her team, whether it was the dirty job that may not show up, but it was in the staff line or whatever the case may be. But she was definitely a relentless athlete and relentless in the classroom as well. I think she has a 4.0 billion GPA, kind of like they all do up here, really. The next one is Camry McCoy. And there's kind of two words when I thought of Camry, so I couldn't decide, so I'm going to tell you both. The first one was reliable, because Camry is always reliable. But the other one was kind. I'm not sure if there's a more kind person in this room, probably anywhere, than Camry McCoy. And I'm not sure how she got so kind, because if you know who her dad is, I don't know. I think she got it from her mom. But anyway, I mean, Camry McCoy she's literally the most kind person. I don't think there's anyone that doesn't like her, and there's probably not anybody she doesn't like. And if she doesn't like you, there's something wrong with you, because Camry's a really, really kind person. Anyway, she's going to college, I think, last I heard, to be a dental hygienist. Yeah. The next one is Leroy. And if you've seen her play, you would probably agree with this, I think. The words that came to mind with Leroy is tough and gritty. She's definitely a tough and gritty player. She was all-state fast pitch and slow pitch. And she's going to play softball, and I say it wrong every time. Avila. She's going to play softball at Avila University. My next one is Kirsten Berry. Kirsten was all-state slow pitch. She's going to play softball at Carl Albert. And the word that came to mind when I thought about Kirsten was determined. And determined because Kirsten really was one of the players that really just got better and better and better every single year. And this year, her senior year, I mean, she just went off. She just had a tremendous senior year. And so to watch her just be so determined throughout her career and just grow and get better every single year was really something cool to watch. And this senior year was really, really cool. And Mackenzie's not here, but Matt is going to play ball at Oklahoma Wesleyan in Bartlesville. And the word that came to mind when I thought of Matt was selfless. She was just kind of one of those players that would do anything for the team, play any position, do whatever needed to be done for the team, and those kind of players are always really important to have on your team. And then my last senior, Sydney Heimville. I can't talk about our text messages a while ago, but Sydney's won the Connors for radiology, and there were a couple words that came to mind with Sydney. One was diligent. Diligent because Sydney is one that didn't get to play a whole lot her freshman and sophomore or really much her junior year. And in this day and age, a lot of kids probably would have quit when they weren't getting much playing time at all. And it was really neat to see her rewarded with sticking it out, because her senior year, she pitched a 1-hitter in the state quarterfinals, and we went on to win that game, and then started that game for us, and then again started slow pitch for us all season as a pitcher as well, and hit the first home run of the game in the state quarterfinals for slow pitch also, and just her willingness to stick it out when it wasn't easy. So that's why I chose diligent. But the other word I chose for Sydney was real, because Sydney is definitely one of the most real people that I've ever been around. She's definitely not a fake person, and she will tell you like it is, whether you want to hear it or not. And I hope she always stays that way. But like I said, I just wanted to talk about this group of seniors because they've really been so important to me in our program, and just their character has made us what we are. And I thank you guys so much. I hope you always know what you need to. So now you guys can listen back. Okay, now I'll talk about softball. So never mind, softball, come back. All of softball, not just senior softball. So since I took so long talking about seniors, I'll make this short. Softball, we had another 2 really great seasons, fast pitch and slow pitch, both. We were ranked in the top 4 all year for fast pitch and slow pitch both. I know it's not basketball yet, but we were ranked, this is the first for me, so I'm going to talk about it. We were ranked in the top 5 all year in all of the girls' sports this year. Softball, basketball, slow pitch, fast pitch, and basketball. We were in the top 5 all season in all of those. So that was really something I was proud of. But as far as softball season went, we had 2 really great seasons. Made it to the state tournament in fast pitch and slow pitch both. One academic state in fast pitch and slow pitch both. So we really had great seasons all the way around. Like I just bragged on these seniors, but we've got some really good young ones coming up too. So yes, we're going to miss the seniors and what they've done, and yes, these freshmen, sophomores, and juniors have big shoes to fill, but I think they're up for the challenge. So anyway, thank you guys. Have a great day.
you to Catherine Yarbrough for all of the things that you did to get us ready for tonight. All the posters, all the pictures. Not only tonight, but all through the season, she does all of the senior banners. She just does so much, and so just thank you for what you do for our school and our kids. I'm going to be doing cross country and track, so we'll start with cross country first. So I need Riley Bacon, Faith Blackwell, Miley Holt, Tyann Stacy, Katie Rao, Jacob Duncan, Jackson Guthrie, Koya Littleman, Caleb Cole, and Dylan Strayer. So this year we had a girls and a boys team. Always excited to have enough to have a team. They all did a really good job. Set lots of PRs this year. They set goals for themselves, and a lot of them met those goals. At regionals this year, boys and girls both competed. The boys did a really good job. They came up a little short, did not qualify for state, but they did a really good job at the regional meet. And girls, at regionals, we placed second. Proud of the girls for that. We had three girls in the top 10. We had Miley Holt was first, Riley Bacon was sixth, and Faith was 10th. 3 in the top 10, that's pretty good. We also at state, so the girls qualified to go to state, and we ended up getting third as a team. I was really proud of the girls for that third place. And it's really tough to do. And it takes 5 girls, it takes all 5, no matter where they end, even if you're at back of the pack or at the front of the pack, it doesn't matter. Every kid's score matters. And so they were able to come together and get that third place. We had Miley Holt was 8th, and which put her, she made All-State for the 2nd year in a row. Also, Riley Bacon was 13th, and she also All-Stated for the 2nd year in a row. It takes a lot of dedication for running. It's not everyone's favorite sport. It's probably not theirs. But they dedicated their time. 6:30 a.m. practices. They showed up with a smile most of the time. So I know they're glad that it's over. But they did a good job. And I want to talk about Faith.
What was it going to do this? Faith and Riley. I know I'm kind. Just, these 2 girls, they've been with me for a long time. They never gave up, they never quit when it got hard, they were still here. I could always depend on them. They were there for their teammates. They're cheering and yelling as loud as they can. They've just always been really good teammates, and I'm just really proud to say that I was your coach.
Okay, thank you. I'll track back up here, so. Also need to give a big shout out to Mrs. Glover, who's hiding in the back. She does all the behind-the-scenes things for me. She's been a very dedicated coach, and I really appreciate all that she does for us. Okay, so track. Come on up here. Got Riley Bacon, Faith Blackwell, Kirsten Berry, Brenna Rodden, Kenzie Eves, Kaden Kirkpatrick, Hannah Coach, Miley Holt, Brinley Morgan, Katie Brown, Leah Colbert, Kaden Struby, and Madeline Fulton. And then Jackson Guthrie, Jacob Duncan, Bo Foch, Toya Littleman, Ethan Herr, Caleb Cole, Hector Hernandez, Dylan Strader, and Andre Logan. So as you can see, we had a really big group of kids in track. It makes me really proud. We had, at every meet, we had almost a kid in every single event, which is unheard of for us, so I'm really proud of everybody. They stuck it out, learned some new skills, did a really good job, set lots of PRs. Some of these kids up here had not done track since elementary or had not done it at all, so I give them props for giving it a try, and I hope they will come back again next time. I think they enjoyed themselves most of the time. We did have a good season. Again, I enjoyed having all the kids. At regionals this year, we had our girls 3200 relay received third place, and on that relay team is Faith Blackwell, Leah Colbert, Riley Bacon, and Miley Holt. We had the 3200 run, which was Miley Holt and Faith Blackwell. Miley was first, Faith was fourth. 800 run, Riley Bacon was third. The 1600 run, Miley Holt was first. The shot put, Kirsten Berry was sixth. Kirsten, her mom has said if she would have come out as a ninth grader, can you imagine what she would have done? She did a really good job with the shot and is this year. Proud of her for trying that. Also in the boys, Dylan Strader was the one qualifier for the boys in the 110 hurdles. He was fourth. Great job. And then we have our 3200 relay received the sixth place at regionals, and that was Jackson Guthrie, Caleb Cole, Toya Littleman, and Ethan Herr. It's a good job for them. We did have lots of every relay. Our girls ran in every relay. I don't have all the places, but we were in the top 10 most of the relays. The boys, we had a couple of relays that we ran. They all did a good job. They ran hard, and that's all that I could ask. Track state. So I had the 3200 run, which was Miley Holt and Faith Blackwell. Miley ended up with the third place, and she PR'd in the 2 mile. Faith was 14th in the 2 mile. And the 3200 relay, we received second. Runner-up, which was the second year in a row for our girls. Proud of them. Riley Bacon ran the 800, finished 10th. Miley Holt ran the 1600, she finished second. And Dylan competed in the 110 hurdles. We didn't make the finals, but we did have a good season qualifying for state. So, good job. I also want to brag on my girls. You have to have 10 to put in for the academic state champion. And we didn't win, but these girls had a GPA of a 3.985. So, I know, I thought we were going to win. I really did. But anyway, I'm just proud of them. They're super smart, and they've done a good job. Again, I'm just thankful for all these kids that came out to run, and I hope that they will continue to keep working hard and keep working to set those PRs, and can't wait to see them next year. So, thank you.
gosh, you guys make me so nervous. So I am the cheer coach. I am Miss Mackey, and my coaching partner, I have the best partner ever. Sorry guys, it's Miss Yarbrough. So let me introduce my squad, and you guys come up when I say your name. We have one lonely freshman, our baby Jordan Beckett. Our sophomores, Madison Battles, aka Maggie, Kaylin Stevens, Kristen Weedle. Our juniors are Casey Caps, Rayanna Pearson, Allie Thompson. Our seniors are Mia Peter, Carson Morris, and Ella Watson. And our senior and our mascot, Chris Riley. I'm really glad that Miss Coach cried, and that way I won't be the only one. Because I don't know how Coach Holmes does it without crying, but I can't. So let me talk about our accomplishments first. We begin with, she's like, yes, cover the crowd so they can't see me. We start with cheer camp, and our cheer camp is not just for learning, which, that's why we go, is we get new material, but it's also a competition. They give awards for best cheer, best chant, best fight song, and so of course we want to win everything. Our girls are always, and guys, are always very competitive. And this year we went to UCA camp and we got first place cheer. I think the award that I was most proud of, we received the Traditions Award. And the reason how we won that award, they pull you aside, they take your squad, and they ask you, like just certain things that you do at your school, things that are traditions that you always do. And one of the things that we brought up to them was that we created our first ever fight song for our school. And so they performed our fight song, they sang the words, and that's what won us the Traditions Award. And that's something that I will always be very proud of because Ms. Yarbrough and I, mainly Ms. Yarbrough, wrote the words to the fight song. We searched and stole the music for our fight song, and we're very proud of that. Our mascot received champion mascot, and that really is a big deal because when you think of cheer camp, you don't necessarily think of the mascot, but there's a lot of mascots that go, so it wasn't just Chris doing his thing. There were multiple mascots there, and he is overall the best mascot ever. We had 4, which is crazy. We had 4 All-Americans at camp. They were Allie Thompson, Ella Watson, Mia Peter, and of course Chris Riley. And in order to be an All-American, I told you guys this last year, but in order to be an All-American, you have to try out. You have to try out in front of the whole camp by yourself, and I can't even imagine doing that. And some schools will nominate cheerleaders, but they will opt to not try out because cheer camp is so cram-packed that you really don't have time to practice your tryout or to get ready for it, so you just really have to just do it. And they did, and I'm so very proud of them. So then, the next thing that we do compete. We compete in game day. And the way that game day works for cheer is you compete at regionals, and you have to make top 15. We compete in 3A, and there were 32 teams altogether, and we placed 12th at regionals, which gave us the ability to compete at state. The thing that I think is most impressive about our game day performance and competing at state, when you compete, you can have up to 25 children, students, athletes on the mat, and we have 12. We were the smallest team to compete at state in all divisions. So that in itself is impressive, amazing, because they judge you on your voice, your coverage, and for us to even compete with squads of 25, I give it up to them because they're amazing. What else? I want to do, before I talk about my seniors, I want to do a quick shout out. I know this is current people, but, and I know that we have had cheerleaders from Oklahoma go on to college and cheer, but this one is my first. And that is Grace Riley. And I am so proud of her. And I had the opportunity to watch her compete at Daytona Beach, Florida. And she fought for everything that she did on that mat. And I know, and I have never been so proud of someone in all my life. I love you, Grace. Okay, enough from her. Okay, so real quick, and I'm almost done. Now I can't see my notes because I'm tired. Okay, I know what I'm doing. Yeah. Okay, so you guys can go sit down. I love you guys. I'm such an ugly crier. Okay, so real quick, I want to talk about my seniors real fast. And I don't know how you do it because I only had them for 3 years, and you had them like your whole life, so I don't even know. Okay, so the first one that I want to talk about is Ella. Oh, Jesus. And that's what I think about when I think about Ella, is her love for Jesus. So when I met her as a sophomore, she was very outgoing. But to be outgoing and to have confidence are two different things. And I feel like her confidence has grown so much in 3 years. And I know it's because her walk with Jesus has grown. And that has given her the confidence that she has. And I know that she is going to do great things because of that. I love you, Ella. Is Mia. And what I wrote down for Mia was fearless leader. I don't feel like Mia is afraid of anything. She says what's on her mind, and she too often. And she normally gets what she wants. I think that's her mom and dad's fault. But she knows what she wants, and she's going to achieve it. And Mia, we're so very proud of you. Carson, my sweet baby Carson. Miss Yarborough always jokes that I never get on to Carson, even when she needs it, but I can't, because she just has this, I know, she just has this sweetness about her. And I think what I have enjoyed most about Carson is watching her find her voice. Because I feel like as a sophomore, even if she wanted to speak up, she wouldn't. I mean, look at the 2 friends she has, they just kind of overpower her. But I feel like Carson has found her voice, and because she wouldn't even order for herself when she was a sophomore. So we would go out to eat, and I'm like, we are not ordering for you, Carson. You're just not going to eat unless you order your own food. So I'm proud of you, and I'm excited to see you grow and become your own person, because I know you have found your voice, and we're proud of you for that. Sorry, I left something out on Ella. Going back to Ella. I don't know if this was a challenge or just a suggestion from their FCA leader that every time we have an event or we get together that they do a devotion. But Ella took that to heart, and Ella did it. And I don't care if it was a 3-day tournament, we had a devotion on the bus every single time. She was ready and she had it. So, kudos. I know there's Chris. future, but Chris is just, you have big shoes to fill. Chris has been everything that I could ever even imagine in a mascot. I mean, he was there, he never complained, and he's with 11 girls, so bless his heart. His love for Jesus and the things that he is going to do for Jesus, nothing can stop him. Nothing. The world is his to do with whatever he wants to do. And I'm so proud of you, Chris. And listen, if you guys don't invite me to your weddings, because I know that I should be in your life for the rest of your life, so that's expected. Oh, yes. Chris has the best family. I know y'all are all good. I know y'all are. But we love you guys. And we thank you for everything that you have done for us. And you have raised amazing children. And that's only because you're good parents. Okay. All right. I think that's all I have. One more shout-out before I get on the stage. I do want to mention that at the alumni game, that the cheer coach had the highest points of any of the coaches. I think it was just one, but it's okay. Shout out to the Charter. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you.
Girls Golf, Hadley Brandon, Kendra McCoy, McKenna Bowler, ask you to please come up. We were kind of throwing a curveball this summer. We were moved up into Class 3A in golf. I don't know who did it. I don't know who came up with this bright idea. It was kind of a knee-jerk reaction to a perceived problem. It made golf programs all across the state mad, upset. You had a trickle-down effect from 6A to 5A, 5A to 4A, and so on. We kind of get the picture there. But we were thrown up into 3A, and if you know a little bit about the classifications, that's where you get into your private schools. That's where you get into what I sarcastically call the country club kids. So, we were really up against it. Hadley Brandon did something that is, a true example of team spirit. We just had the three girls, Aspen and Camry and Kenna, and we weren't going to have enough to have a team score. And in golf, it's a lot easier to advance through our playoff system if you do have a team score. So Hadley came out and said she'd give it a try, and she, fit right in with us and did a really good job and improved tremendously. And I've already seen enough out of her that I know that she'll be able to help us. But we had to deal with that being in 3A, and it's just brutal. Everybody's got a sad story, and that's mine. But nobody likes to win and compete more than I do. And it's a situation where sometimes it's all you can do. That's as good as we can do. We did, absolutely the best that we could do with the situation that we were in. They worked hard. They did everything I asked them to do. They're very dedicated. Just did a super job, but we just couldn't overcome the things that we were handed. And a lot of times in athletics, that's what you have to try to do, is try to overcome. But it wasn't from a lack of effort, it wasn't from a lack of desire, because these kids did everything I asked them to do. We say goodbye tonight to Camry, and Coach Holmes, I'm sure glad you said what you did a while ago, because I was really kind of red when talking things, I'm gonna echo all the things that you said. You know, she's a sweetheart. She's just exactly the way Coach Holmes described her. I'm sure gonna miss her. You know, I look back that suburban. I won't see her, and I did the same thing with Tatum this year. Tatum was our All-Star last year. It was really weird not to see her back in the back that suburban, but same thing with Camry. Camry's just a doll, and I'm sure gonna miss her. Bless her heart, she missed the state tournament by 1 stroke. She came to the last hole, and her coach is going to second guess himself because we have an app on our phone this year where I can see what everybody's doing. My kids, all the other kids in the tournament, all the other teams. You know, just to make long story short, I knew where she was at and what she had to do. But I'll always second guess myself. Most on that last hole, I didn't tell her. I said, "This is the number you need." And like I said, I look back on that. I said, "Well, I didn't want to put pressure on her. I didn't want to tell her that this is what you've got to do in order to make it." I just let it play out. And like I said, that may have been a coaching mistake on my part, but like I said, I tried to protect her, and I didn't want to put pressure on her. So she missed it 1 stroke, and you know that was something that was hard to live with. But we're going to miss her. She, like I said, she did an outstanding job for us. She's kind of been the veteran of our squad and has really done a super job. Thank you, girls. Boys golf, Hayden Casey, Kit Christian, Brody Davis, and Elam, Max Gray, Trevor Washington. Last year at this time, we talked about how that these guys, and we had some new members that came out and helped us a little bit. But our story last year was that we missed advancing to the regional tournament by 12 strokes. We moved up the class this year, and we did make it to the regional tournament. So, again, these guys did everything that they could do for the situation they were put in. They advanced and did better than we did last year, so that's really something positive. I want to thank Canyon and Kip for coming out and helping us this year. They said it was a relief to get to hit a ball and sit on the tee. Then I said, "Well, how come it's not going where I want it to go?" They didn't have an answer for that. But we appreciate those guys and thank them for coming out. We've got a good nucleus, just like my girls there. I've got 3 underclassmen. We need to find another one for them. We need to find another one here. We're listing Hayden. To say goodbye to Hayden tonight. He came out, did a really good job for us, sit right here with us, and did everything that I asked him to do. I really wish that he had more time because he could have been pretty good. Has good eye-hand coordination, good swing, and that's just a matter of touch with this game. It's kind of like Kenny and Kip. They don't play enough. And if you don't get to play enough in this sport, you have no touch. You don't have any feel. But like I said, those guys did a really good job for us, and you could see that if they had the time to put into it, that they could also be pretty good. Brody and Max and Trevor work real hard for us. They're pretty much eating up with it. I hope that I'm kind of rubbing off on them because I'm the same way. But they eat, sleep, and drink it. They want to continue to improve. They want to continue to get better. And if you have the willpower, you have the want to, a lot of times you can take care of the physical part of it. You can get better if you desire. A lot of kids today, if they don't see immediate results, they're not going to stick with it. Golf is not that game. You're never going to master it. You're never going to, overpower it. It's going to be something that, it's just always going to be a thorn in your side. But if you love it, you're going to love it forever. And these guys do that, so I'm extremely proud of them. Our state qualifier for the second year in a row is Trevor Washington. said, we moved up in class. Trevor did better this year as far as his position in the state and his finish in the state tournament. And, shot a better score and all those things. His coach is going to have to figure out, well, his first 36 holes were really good. Last 18 were pretty good. So his coach is going to have to figure out what the problem is there and kind of get him going on that last 18. But Trevor's got a lot of ability. He has a great swing. Like I said, Trevor's just ate up with golf. He eats, sleeps, and drinks it. So he's going to continue to get better. We've got 2 more years with him and Max and Brody, and we hope that they continue to improve and to get better. Thank you, guys.
All right, boys and girls powerlifters, make it to the stage. So, a few thank yous. One, just thank you to the administration for allowing me to live out one of my dreams. Working in Oklahoma, I knew there wasn't football, and that was like the only thing I wanted to coach. Second thing was like strength and conditioning, or weightlifting, or something, lifting heavy stuff. And forever up until this year, powerlifting was reserved for football players only. And so, my biggest career dream came true this year, thanks to that, and thank you for that. A question I get asked a lot is, what is powerlifting? Because it's new. You squat, bench, and deadlift, and you get 3 tries to do the heaviest on each lift. So it's if you go to a meet, it's gonna be real boring because there's just a lot of sweaty kids lifting weights. But it's fun. Our first meet was the Hilldale Invitational. I was super nervous because that's my alma mater. Going back there and bringing my kids, it was really cool to see them in the same gym I competed at. A funny thing, I go to register, and the football coach was like, "Football? Y'all don't have football?" I was like, "No, sir, we don't." And we brought home some medals at that Hillville. Let me get there. Dylan Strader, he came in first at Hillville. And Ethan Blair got second in the 132 pound class. So we left Hillville with people knowing who Oklahoma was. Then our next meet, well, I should say this first. Hillville, there was 550 lifters total, spread over about 40 different schools from across the state. And the kids are like, "What's powerlifting going to be like?" And I can only tell you so much, and then you'll experience it. And we get there, and they're like, "Wow, that's a lot of kids." It was a lot of kids, but we did well. Our next meet was the Shakota Invitational, and I told the kids, it's a smaller meet. There's not going to be as many kids as there was at Hillville, which was false. There was over 800 lifters there. I might go over 1,000 people in Shakota Gym, and it was hot. But we brought home some medals there. Again, Ethan Hurd got first place in his weight class. Dylan Strader got third in his weight class. And Brindley Morgan got fourth in hers. And so we only went to 2 invitationals this year to give us more time for regionals. First regionals, it was, I don't know why they did this, but it was 3.5 hours away. And our 2 girl lifters, Kaden and Brindley, attended the regionals. And Kaden did well. Kaden set PRs at every meet, which is great because there's only like 2 weeks in between meets. And she set PRs. She did really well. She had some adversity at a few meets, and she worked past that and did well at those. Brinley also did well at regionals. She qualified for state, and she also I'm pretty sure regional was the first meet you actually got to lift at everything, because she also plays basketball, and powerlifting and basketball season are at the same time. Also, thank you coaches for sharing your athletes with me. Being a good coach in the program, that means a lot. Thank you for your trust. So, there's girls regionals, boys regionals. We take a big group. And all these guys have just been setting PRs every meet. I try to see all of them lift a few times, and one of the best memories is at every meet, being a coach, you kind of eavesdrop on other coaches and what they're saying. And a lot of coaches talked up about my lifters, about how respectful they were, and how nice and how good they were as lifters. And so I'm very proud of you all for that. So at regionals for our boys, kind of a funny story, which I won't get into. We were Class C. For regionals, we're a small school, which is C, 2A. And I'm pretty sure, don't fact check me on this, I think we're the only school that does not have football that competes. So with that being said, this whole season, our lifters are competing against kids who've been in the weight room since the 7th grade. And they've been in the weight room with me and consistently for 5 months. So our boys, our whole boys team got the regional champs of the Southeast region. And we have 2 state qualifiers, Dylan Stringer and Ethan Hurd, both qualified for state. When we get to the girls' state, we've got Brinley. We had to work through some injuries. I had probably the hardest conversation with her and with her as a coach. Just being on the safe side. She didn't get the squat at state, but she got to bench press and deadlift. And she got the 4th best bench press at state in her. And lastly, moving on to boys' state, Dylan and Ethan. They both were very, very strong in their weight. I don't think I've told you this, but one of his judges came and found me and said, "You don't let him quit powerlifting. He's natural, he's good." So you're not leaving. And Ethan, we also worked through some adversity at state, but he did get top 5 in both squat and deadlift. And both of them finished higher than what they were ranked coming into the state. I just want to thank the school again. I want to thank the lifters for being a great first team and making school history at Ottawa. That has a great reputation for athletics. You guys represented your school well, and yourselves, and your other coaches and parents as well. Thank you, parents, for trusting me with your kid and heavy weights. I'm pretty sure Coach Moore got freaked out because when you hear a bunch of weights drop, it's pretty loud and scary. Thank you.
At this time, I'd like the Oklahoma swim team to come on up. Well, she's coming up. She's going to tell you, man, I just don't feel worthy sitting over there. That's a great group of people that you have training your students here. Not only in athletics, but I think also just, athletics is so much more than winning and losing. It's about character, and that's a good squad of people over there. The team as a whole this year, the swim team did a pretty good job. There was specifically one athlete who excelled and just been really exceptional and qualified for state in both events, and so we're really proud of her. And it's tough to, and most of these coaches over here know this, it's tough, it's really, really tough to coach your own kiddo, and that's no exception with Mia as her cheer coaches. It's her mom's fault, but she does indeed is strong-willed. So I too want to thank the administration for allowing Mia to swim these past couple of years. Mia didn't just get in the pool her junior year. She's been doing this for 12 years. As a parent, I will say it's been a 12-year battle to get her to go to practice. It's tough. Swim is tough. So Mia, typically practices a couple of nights a week. She swims about 2.5 miles every practice, roughly. That's about the length of the pool 80 times. So as her coach, I can swim the length of the pool one time. You guys need to know that I'm a coach in name only. I did not teach her how to swim. I did not instruct her on her strokes that come from the coach at Muskogee Swim and Fit, and Vita is responsible for that. We swam in 8 meets this year, I think, and in each one of those meets, she's swimming against people, Jinx, Union, Booker T, Fort Gibson, a lot of big schools, because everybody just shows up. Each one of those, she was in the top 10. I don't recall what she was when, but she was in the top 10 in those meets. For the regionals, they were held at Jinx. They're usually on the east side or the west side. Our regionals were held at Jinx, and Mia qualified for state in the 50 freestyle with a 28.38 seconds. So swimming 2 lengths of the pool down and back in under 29 seconds, which was actually faster than her time last year. And then she also qualified in the 100-yard backstroke for state. So she qualified for 2 events for state, freestyle and backstroke. In the state competition, we went to Jinx again, and in the freestyle, so you have east and west. Of course, in the state, you have east and west that come together, and they only take the top 24. In freestyle, Mia is in a 5A. In swim, you have 5A and 6A. That's it. So in the 5A, which is small school, she is the 16th fastest swimmer in the state for a 50 freestyle. So, and then she's also, I think she placed 11th overall in the backstroke in the state meet. You get on the podium in the top 8. So, but I again want to thank everyone who has supported Mia, especially the administration, Coach Rodden, Mrs. Mackey, Mr. and Mrs. Yarbrough. They drugged the kids to the meet, and that was no light chore. And of course, the cheer team coming to cheer her on. I mean, she was the only swim team that had their own cheer team, so it was pretty impressive. So this fall, Mia is going to Oklahoma State University. She's going to start a very long journey to become a physical therapist. And so your prayers and your donations, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Basketball. Come on. Ava just told me that I should cry. I told her I have a black heart, so. Anyway, so I really. Anyway, basketball was a really great year. I know I talked about basketball a little bit a second ago. We were ranked in the top 5 all season. It's the highest we've been ranked since I've been coaching here. We had a really great year. It's kind of one of those years that we felt like this was our year, the year we've been waiting on. And then we had some pretty devastating injuries. And we still made it to the area tournament. And was really proud of our girls for making it that far, despite our big injuries and then some of our smaller injuries. I know I talked about Grace's injury earlier, but also Brenna Rodden was playing on two shin splint legs that were, I'm pretty sure, turned into fractures. Anyway, so I was really proud for our team for sticking together. I mentioned Ava earlier, going to Cameron and playing basketball. When Ava went down with her ACL injury, right before playoffs started, it was pretty devastating for me personally, and I know our team as well. But I want to brag on her a little bit because even though she couldn't play, she still was at every practice. She kind of became another assistant coach, and she didn't miss practices. She watched film. She and I would message back and forth about game plans and things. So I know that was rough on her, and it was rough on all of the girls. And I was really proud of her for not just sitting around and feeling sorry for herself, but she did everything she could to help her team out. And like I said, I was really proud of the season that we had. It wasn't what we had envisioned going into the season, but I felt like we had a really good year. And the last thing I'm going to say is I want all of my girls that are coming back next year, softball, basketball, and really not just my girls, all of the athletes out here. I hope that all of you will listen one last time to just these words, and that all of us, not just characteristics of those seniors that I spoke about going forward. And again, I know I'm talking to the athletes and especially mine for next year, but not just athletes. I think all of these can apply to all of us. Overcomer, devoted, fiery, cheerful, relentless, kind, tough, determined, selfless, and real. I think all of those characteristics are something that all of us could really learn from. And anyway, I just really am proud of those seniors. And the last thing I want to say is about my assistant coaches. I have, and I don't look at us as assistant coaches or head coaches. I mean, we're one big team. Coach Lynch, come up here. I know it's basketball, but yes, come on. So, I have 3 really great assistants. Coach Lynch played for me, and so it's really cool to talk her into coming back to be the junior high coach for softball, and then my assistant in high school. And it was really cool. It's kind of neat how things go full circle sometimes. But I've always known since she was in high school, and I coached her then, that her love and passion has always been not coaching, but her love and passion has always been old people. She really likes old people. So Coach Lynch is leaving us after this year, and she is going to follow her dreams and move into the big city and working in a nursing home. And anyway, I'm as much as I want to keep her, because it's nice having assistants that you love and care for and can trust. I'm really, really proud of her for following her dream. Then of course, my other assistant in softball, Coach Bacon, she's softball and basketball assistant, and I promise you something. There's not one person that I hold to a higher esteem than Coach Bacon. She has the integrity and the character that is unmatched, and is without question one of the best people that I know. And if you're fortunate enough to know her, she's one of the best people that you know also. And then my other assistant is my mom, and she's the old wise one of the group. So anyway, she brings a lot to the table, and anyway, I'm really thankful that she's still sticking around. She puts me in my place a lot, and so I just think all of us together make a really good team. And again, I know the girls are all sad to lose Coach Lynch, and I'm definitely sad to lose her. But she's going to go do big things, and I still got Coach Bacon and Mom, so they can't go anywhere. Anyway, thank you.
Coach Rod did a good job of thinking of people behind the scenes that make things run the ball games. A couple more people that I want to add to that list. Sally Walker keeps our scorebook at home. Blaine Blackwell the school with on the road. Things don't work without him. Susan Ledford takes all the pictures. You'll see her in the dugout. You'll see in the corners of all the gyms running around like crazy. She sit there and enjoy the game. She's taking pictures, and we really appreciate that. There's one guy here, I think it's got a bad rep tonight. Chad? I don't know if that boy's going to be working dirt in high school, but Coach Edwards and Coach Rodney sure excited to get to hang out with you for 4 years. Before I start introducing our guys, Coach Holmes, that was pretty cool how you did the one word. That's pretty neat. In fact, Coach Edwards leaned over and said, hey, we should do that too. So I said, okay, let's do that real quick. He said, let's start with the seniors. I said, okay, Andre. He looked at me and said, absent. So we didn't think we would get any better than that, so we cut that right there. All right, we're going to start with our managers. You guys, we have the best managers in the state most of the time. Dallas, you can go Ian, Mason. These guys do a great job for us. Dallas and Ian took as many butt shoes as any of these basketball players. Mason didn't, he wasn't here enough. But no, they did do a great job, and we were blessed to have those guys. Uniforms are always washed. Practice gear was washed. Coach Edwards and I didn't have to worry too much about that. All we had to do was show up and coach, and that made things a whole lot easier. We'll start with our freshmen. First freshman, Jackson Guthrie. Jackson's a big old tall freshman kid. Plays really, really hard. Has a chance to be a good player for us one of these days just because of the fact that he plays so hard. Hunter Ford. Hunter is a really, really good shooter. If he buys into playing some defense and get better as a ball handler, then he's got a really good chance to be a good player for us too. Sophomores. Boy, a little man. Corey did a great job for us this year. Plays super duper hard. He comes into the game and 3 guys instantly hit the floor. He's sweating all over the place, huffing and puffing. Corey has dedicated himself to getting in the best shape of his life. And you can see he looks better now than he's looked all year long. He's really working hard at getting his body right and getting in shape. I'm telling you, he's going to have a really good year this year. Nick Colbert. Nick came to us from Fort Gibson. Got eligible right at the very end of the year. Didn't get to play much because of that, but next year, guys, you're going to really see something out of Nick. He is pretty excited about the summer and getting hooked up, getting after it, and becoming a really good player for us. Juniors, Darren Lippert. Darren's a big old strong kid. Started the year out really good for us and got hurt. And then came back and we switched his position on him and took some time to kind of get over the hump. But by the end, it was really, really an important factor for us and played really big minutes in the playoffs for us. And gosh dang, I'm excited to see what he's going to do for us next year. Ty scored a lot of points for us, did a really good job. He's another one that is kind of dedicated to getting his body right, getting stronger. Kind of went through some time to get pushed around and banged around, because he weighed about 106 pounds. But he's hooked up in the weight room trying to get stronger, and he's going to have a really, really good senior year for us. Braxton Casey. Braxton's one of our tough, gritty kids. He's about 5'6", and he plays about 6'2". Just because he's not scared of anything. He's one of those kids that I fuss at him, and he fusses back. And then after the game, we kind of tell each other we love each other, and we'll do it again the next day. But Braxton's one of my favorites. He hooks up and gets at it. Dylan Moore. If you just come to the game and you don't know who Dylan is, you might think his name was Dummy or Moron. But Dylan had a really good year for us. Shot the ball good. This was the only healthy season that he had was during basketball, ironically. Was one of our best defenders and was our lead three-point shooter. Shot at 42%, which is really pretty dang good. Seniors, Hudson Haskins. Hudson's one of the favorites of everybody. He's everybody's favorite. Everybody loves Hudson. Always got a smile on his face. He's a leader in the locker room. Hooked up, did anything you asked in practice. He would bang on people, play defense, whatever you ask. He's just a super good kid, and I'm blessed to have got to coach him for 4 years. Avery Johnson. Avery is another super great kid that I was lucky enough to get to coach. Started some games early for us, some big games for us. Did a really good job. It was great practice, great in the locker room, and just added to our team value. He's just such a good kid. Albert Taylor. Alfred made the most improvement on our team from the start of the year to the end of the year. Hands down. You can ask him. The first game of the year we played in Arkansas, and he was 2 for 476 from the field. And the last game of the year, he was our go-to guy. He was the one that we got the ball to, and that's the strides that he made. We're really going to miss out. Okay, just a super good kid. We're blessed with lots of good kids, but it was fun watching his development and how much bigger he got, and how hard he worked, and all those things. Maddox Edwards. Maddox is one of those kids that you don't get to coach very often. Probably I've coached 26 years. A lot of kids come through my doors. Lots of really, really good players. And Maddox is probably the best leader that I've ever coached. And you can ask anybody up here. As much as wanting to win for us, yes, they wanted to win for Maddox, and they want to do this. Just because he brings that stuff out in you. That's just the type of person he is, and his characteristic is being a good leader. sure that's, he gets that from his dad, I'm sure. I told you I'd say something nice about as far as the team, yeah, we had a really good year. Got back to the area tournament, won 18 games. This group of seniors won 72 games in their career. That's an average of 18 games a year. They've been to the area tournament every year. You know, that's top 20 in the class every year. So that's a pretty remarkable achievement, especially the way that we started out. The first scrimmage of the year was awful. Coach Edwards and I talked after, we didn't know we'd win 3 games. But, you know, kind of a couple of our mottos that we go by, that we say every day, it's, you know, it's not what you're capable of, it's what you're willing to do. We knew we were capable of some good things, but these guys were willing to put in the work and hook up and get after it every day, and got better, got pretty damn good because of their work ethic. You know, another thing that we say every day is tough people win, and you're looking at a bunch of tough people right here. Man, a few words. Guys, thank y'all.
I'm calling Coach Wall and some greatest. All right, I'm going to start out by talking about the baseball team, and you know, you guys, most of you guys were probably there on Saturday. I'll tell you what, I'll call up each one of these guys individually, and we'll start, you know, with the freshmen, and then we'll get sophomore and junior. You guys can come up one at a time. Freshman, state champion, Jacob Duncan. I don't want to say that, kind of has a nice ring to it. Freshman, Hunter Ford. Freshman, Connor Ward. Freshman, Dylan Madewell. Freshman, Connor Casey. Freshman, Brody Brock. Freshman, Bo Coach. And freshman, Casey McPherson. All right, sophomores. Ian Walser. Dallas Hamilton. And Nick Tolbert. Juniors, Dylan Walden. Mason Pickering. Braxton Casey. And Darren Ledford. Seniors, Canyon Elam. Bill Testerman. Kipton Christian. And Maddox Edwards. And you fingers just come up here. Hudson Askins. I don't know, he's wearing a Mariners jersey, I guess, because he's trying to get into it, because, you know, that's Fox team, so I don't know. That wasn't planned, so. Alfred Taylor. All right, just a little bit about these guys. You know, this year, they started out the spring season, well, the fall season and the spring season, ranked number 1 all year. That's hard to do. You know, you got a bullseye on your back from day one. Everybody's gunning for you. You're getting everybody's best shot. And we got everybody's best shot all year long. But for 2 seasons, in the fall and the spring, you know, they ended up state semifinalists, and it didn't really go the way we wanted it to go. And these guys are returners. I mean, you guys saw that Saturday. I mean, it was, we're not, you know, we're not going home without the trophy. So, these guys went 63-5 in 2 seasons. And if you guys know anything about Oklahoma baseball, we play whoever, whenever. It doesn't matter what class you are. It doesn't matter how good you are. You know, just for instance, this year, you know, Bixby 6A state champions last year, and he calls me, hey, you come back to our shootout. I said, well, they do a tournament day on us, so I think we're going to go to Jones tournament so we can see some other people. And he said, well, you still want to play? I said, yeah, we'll play, but you're coming to Oklahoma. We're not coming to you. He goes, okay. So, of course, it was a culture shock for some of those Bixby people to drive down our gravel road and park and get their BMWs dirty. But, you know, but they went home losers too. So. And that was courtesy of our freshman who got the win on the other day. But so I could say a lot about these guys, and I know we're getting a little lengthy, but you guys know what they're about. You know, you guys saw it firsthand. For the last 3 days, it's been pretty phenomenal. You know, and I made a deal with them. They said, Coach, you want to bleach your hair? And I said, no. I said, I'll tell you what, I'll make a deal with you. You win it, I'll bleach my hair. So I'm going to have to bleach my hair. But Coach Edwards, Coach Thomas, Coach Walden, Susan, appreciate you. You don't have to bleach your hair. But I'm going to try to talk these guys into deal with me so I can get a longer answer. But I got a funny story about Miss Ledford here. Saturday in the game, she'll start getting red and blushing, but I said, you know, she asked me about 7, 8 years ago when we first started really making run the state tournament every year, and she said, Coach, you care if I come take pictures? And I know she takes them and puts them out for you guys to see, and does all her stuff, and, you know, we're mid-game and state championship game, and I'm talking to Coach Edwards, and we're talking about, you know, okay, well, Maddox may not have his best stuff right now. What do you think? You know, well, yeah, let's make it. You know, so Darren comes off the field, and I said, okay, Darren. I said, how do you feel? And all he said was, give me the ball. And you saw what he did with it. But anyway, Susan comes over and starts all the water, and Darren's sitting there with gear on, and she goes, hey, it feels hot. Do you want to pour some water? I said, Susan, get to the end of the day. And she's like, nope. And she went to the end of the day. And I apologize to her afterwards, but in the heat of the moment, you know, and she said, oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that, you know, but it was a pretty fun experience. Wasn't funny at the time, but it was nice. But anyway, these guys as a team, you know, they were Dale Tournament champions in the fall, Silo Tournament champions in the fall, Eastern Tournament champions in the fall. Spring season, prior Claremore tournament champions, Fort Gibson Hilldale tournament champions, and I know that didn't set well with some of the people up north, so. And then I got a question mark by the Jones tournament, because I really don't think that we were runner-up, because I didn't coach that game, because for some reason I wasn't there, so I don't know why. And Nick Talbot wasn't there either, so. But anyway, you know, these guys, I can't say enough about them. I mean, you know, they know the expectations that are here. They know what we're about. You know, I could go on and on all night long, and you know, this is one of the tightest knit groups I've ever coached. You know, even the group that I had in 17 with my two boys, that was a pretty tight group. But this group might be tighter than that group. I mean, if we're being honest, you know, we kind of got down, did some cutting and whittling, and got down to the guys that really believe in what we do. They're so selfless, you know. They're all about everybody else. They look to the guy next to us, and that's kind of what we talk about all the time. Hey, if you don't feel like doing it today, do it for that guy next to you, you know. And these guys, that's what they do, you know. They're just so team-minded, and it takes a team, you know. It's so hard in baseball. It's not like basketball, not knocking basketball, but the ball bounces different in baseball. You know, you might get a bad hop. You know, me and Coach Edwards and Coach Thomas and Coach Walden talk about it. You can't control some of the variables in the game. You may have somebody that, you know, you may get a bad call, and Lord knows we get a lot of them, it seems like. But, you know, one call can cost you a state championship. And I feel like it's done that in the past to us, you know. But these guys overcome a lot. You know, to go 63-5 in 2 seasons, I mean, that's unheard of. I don't know, you know, there's not very many teams that can say that they've done that. We had a team batting average this spring of 380, which is pretty phenomenal. And that's not, you know, we don't doctor that. I mean, what you see is what you get, and that's what these guys did this spring. And they demonstrated that with 18 hits in the state championship game on Saturday. I mean, just a few numbers that jumped out to me. We had 329 hits as a team, 72 doubles, 49 home runs, 343 RBIs, and you know, just 387 runs. I mean, in 35 games, I mean, that's pretty phenomenal. We averaged over like 12 runs a game. So, you know, these guys, all year long, it was just one of those things that, you know, I wake up every day just blessed that I get to coach these guys. Because all I had to do was really get out of the way and let them do their thing. You know, and I've had a lot of people ask, you know, how people at state tournament, other coaches come in the press box and ask, man, you guys can swing. How do you hit so well? I said, we hit. Because that's kind of our thing. I said, hitters hit. I don't hear excuses from these guys. They want to say, oh, this guy's too slow, or this guy's too firm. No, I tell them all the time, and you ask them, hitters hit. And that's kind of what we go on. If you can hit, you can hit. You know, and we hit a lot. We don't do anything any different than anybody else. We just do it a lot more, you know. So that's kind of what we stand on and how we go about our business. You know, I had 4 seniors this year that really were instrumental to the success that we had. First of all, start out with Kenny Neal. You know, he could have quit a long time ago. He wasn't getting the time he wanted as a freshman, sophomore, junior. You know, he'd mope around, and I'd kick him in the butt and get him going. And, you know, but he stuck it out. And he stuck it out. And I talked to him on the field, you know, when we got about it. And, you know, he understood, I think, at that moment, why he stuck it out. Because that's what it was all about. So, hopefully, moving forward, he understands that in life. That, you know, things are going to be hard. And you just got to persevere, keep pushing, keep fighting. And, you know, I appreciate what Kenny Neal did. I mean, he only hit 600 in the state tournament, so, you know. The next senior is Kip Christian. You know, Kip's been pretty much a 4-year starter. I mean, I knew in junior high he was going to be able to swing the bat. I mean, he was the best bad ball hitter I've ever seen, you know, in high school. I mean, it didn't matter in junior high, you throw it over his head, he's going to hit it hard. He just always found a barrel. You know, that was just kind of his MO. And Kip did a good job for us, not only at the plate, you know, as a hitter, hitting the 5-hole and put him there. You know, we talked about it a lot. Well, do we move him? Do we put him here? Because he can run, he's athletic. I said, no, he's hitting. We're going to leave him right there and let those guys get on so we can drive him in, you know. And Kip ended up driving in 60 runs for us this spring, which is pretty fun. And Kip is signed to play at Carl Albert State College. So. Next senior is Cale Kesterman. You know, okay. I think this week got on him. We're out on the field. Me and Coach Edwards, Coach Thomas are standing out there on the field. And we're supposed to be on the field at 2:30. And he's got, I think his batteries are low or something on his alarm clock or something. So I see him pull in, and you know he's got one class. And sometimes he has a hard time getting there, and I'm struggle. So anyway, I'd yell at him up here, you know, and a few choice words, and there he took off running, and it's pretty fast. So he got off the field pretty fast too. So, but anyway, Cale, I can't say enough about what he brought to the table for us. You know, he came from Muskogee. Mile and water, and you know they didn't win a lot up there, and he knew that. You know, we had in the fall we win the regional championship here, and I mean he's throwing his glove up, and he's supposed to go dog pile, and we're like, we don't do that. He's like, why not? Go to the state tournament. He goes, I know, we should go to the state tournament. You know, so it was pretty funny seeing the expression on his face. But what Cale did for us this year, you know, Dylan went out the first week of the season with a broke foot, and hated it for him, and he's kind of our leadoff guy, that spark plug, and I can't say enough about what Dylan Walden means to our team, and even though he couldn't play, these guys knew what he was about. Started off the season, I was really excited for him, hit a couple of home runs in the first week, hit 4 or 5 doubles, had a couple of triples. Matter of fact, the triples would hurt him. And then, you know, he went out, so he was kind of in that leadoff spot. And then I just told Cale, hey, you got some big shoes for you. I'm going to move you to that spot. And boy, did he ever take it from him. I mean, he was phenomenal for us. Getting on base, you know, started the state championship game down 2-0 going to the bottom of the first, and then he gets up there and rips it up. I mean, right off the bat. And then Max rips the double. And then it was just like, oh my gosh, they didn't know what hit him. And it just kept going from there. So Cale was real instrumental, and well, I'm glad he came over. I just wish he had came over about 5 years ago. So the other senior is Max Edwards. And Maddox is, you know, Coach Walden said, I mean, he's a leader, hands down. I mean, these guys look up to him. He's always been just with his work ethic, the way he goes about his business. You know, he's in the weight room. He's, you know, I wish he'd take off that dang walking boot, but other than that, he played hurt. I mean, he twisted his ankle pretty good against Bixby and set out a few. We need to be full speed, you know, in the state tournament. And anytime you needed something, Maddox was that guy. You know, just as at bats. I mean, you could always count on Maddox. I didn't have to give Maddox signals sometimes. Because we come down, have a conference with him, he knew what I was thinking. I mean, he's the ultimate coach's player. I mean, he knows exactly what I'm thinking, what we're going to do before it happens. You know, one of the highest baseball IQs that I've coached. And, you know, I expect really big things out of him as well. Cale is signed to play at Carl Albert as well. Maddox is signed to go, you know, play at Connors. These guys, I just can't say enough about what they brought to our program and the school, and how they go about all their business. So that's a testament to you parents as well. You guys have done a really good job raising these guys. So give yourself a round of applause. All right. Now, with that being said, too, Maddox, Kel, and Kip will play, and they don't even know it yet, but I just got word they're going to play in the Southeastern Oklahoma Baseball Coach Association All-Star Game Wednesday night at McAllister. The game is at 6 o'clock. You guys will be there at 5. So I hadn't even talked to them because they hadn't been at school. So yeah, you can be there at 3. So, but anyway, you guys, I don't know what else to say. Any of you guys want to say anything? I mean, you seniors, you guys, Coach Thomas, you always want to talk. Well, these people, these guys, I tell them, yeah, the ring guy's coming in the morning at 10 is what he's saying, so make sure all of our guys are here. See, parents, make sure they're here. They'll be here at 9. And we're going to get fitted for our rings, and, school's going to chip in. Anybody else wants to chip in, we'll take donations, whatever we need to do to get these guys what they deserve. Because you heard some of the things that they did this year. It was unprecedented. First state championship in the spring at Oklahoma. I know that's hard to believe. But we've never won one in the spring here, and now we have. So it's going to look really nice hanging in that new event center over there when we get that thing fixed. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. You guys are done. See you. We have a couple more things that we want to give out here. Every year we give out the T.M. Needham Award. It's Mr. Needham's father, in honor of his father, and what he stood for. It's one of those things that just goes to a student athlete or a student in general that just exemplifies what being a student's all about. Whatever that is. You can just put your own adjective to it. But this year's T.M. Needham Award goes to Chris Riley. All right. And we'll run on 2 hours. So the male and female athlete of the year are our next 2 awards. Our motto here is it's all about the O. That's kind of what we kind of cliched here several years ago, and that's what it's about. That's why we don't give individual awards. We don't give, best hitter, MVPs, and all that for all of our teams. Our coaches got together and decided that's kind of what it's about here. It's about a team concept, and that's what we've always been about. We do give out to, male, female athlete of the year, and normally it's multiple sport athletes that excel, on the field, on the court, on the track, wherever it is. And so our female athlete of the year this year goes to Senior Riley Bacon. or t-shirts, I don't know. You guys are probably wondering what they look like, and it's just an athletic, property of Oakville Athletic Department. 1908 is the year we established the school, and it's all about the O. So that's every student athlete got one of these shirts tonight. So just so you know, if you didn't get one at your size, we've got a few extras we can trade out or whatever. So that was courtesy of your coaches. They told me what sizes. So anyway, you guys. I appreciate you coming out tonight. We appreciate you as a staff, as a school. Thank you for all you do for our athletic programs here, and you guys are dismissed. God bless.